So we opened our first store in Derby in '74 and spent the next couple of decades consolidating our business both in Ireland and the UK. We had a steady business. Then internationally, we did our due diligence in the early 2000s, doing due diligence in the European countries, and we chose Spain as our first country, which we entered in May just 10 years ago. And now we have number one volume market share in Spain, as we have in Ireland and as we have in the UK and Portugal. We took a decision to look at business in America. We decided to choose the Northeast, which is an area of with 60 million people, 17% of sales, and 5 states within that. We opened our first store in October in Boston, followed by a second in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania, which is the largest retail mall in the US. And last Friday we opened in Danbury in Connecticut. 16th of July we will open our 4th store in Freehold Raceway in New Jersey and another one in Pennsylvania, and we've 5 others announced. We're often asked, how can you sell your clothes at the prices you do? Well, firstly, we are a volume business, and that's really important. For today, we will sell 1.25 million pairs of socks. We give you some. More than 1 million customer carrier bags will go out of our store today. So volume, more than we use over 400 million carrier bags a year. We sell for 105 million. We sold for 105 million pairs of socks last year. So that's really important. But what is absolutely fundamental is we take a much lower margin than our competitors. Yeah. And that is really key. I've put a lot of effort and thought into is in terms of our supply chain. Ethics is a very important part of our business. I want to be able that I can wear these clothes with pride and say anything I'm wearing was not made at the expense of the worker in the supply chain. So that is really, so we partner with a lot of people, in terms of retailers, get together, NGOs, trade unions, to ensure that we improve the working conditions for the people who work in these developing countries.
Like, what is the new black? What should I be thinking about here?
Well, I suppose if I look at overriding trends, and I suppose trends that are really driving and shaping our sales at this moment in time, and again, we always look at things, you're only as good as your last month's sales. It's really the whole movement towards athleisure or off-duty leisure wear. So this whole performance, you're off the hook. So this whole sort of, sportswear come athleisure trend, which, many people are wearing here on an off-duty basis and today on a Saturday, but it's permeating everything that we do now.
How do you get ambitious young people who are well educated and international, with all the skills that you have? What's the value proposition that Primark offers to them today?
Well, I think first of all, and Breege has mentioned it many times, we're a growing organisation and we're an Irish business that's growing on a global scale now. And certainly from my own experience over the last 10 years, I've gone from working for 2 other Irish retailers to now what is an international retailer. And the experiences that's awarded me have been, very fruitful and very rewarding. What the MBA gave me was, I think, a set of tools to understand the wider business of what essentially is buying and selling. And while I'd worked in retail for 10 years before I studied the MBA, I didn't really understand the world outside of that. So having the sort of knowledge and the inner workings of the finance function, the IT function, the world of HR, and importantly, I think, the world of change management. And when I joined Primark at a relatively senior level, my career moved very quickly because I think I had been equipped through the MBA with the tools to be able to lead the change that Primark was going through at that time.
You and I probably only met maybe 3 years ago or so, but I've known about you since I was a student, which is probably 35 years ago now. And what you're legendary for is energy. And what when I met you was just this energy. But then I read in the paper this week, or last week, you're retiring.
No, I'm rewiring.
Rewiring. I'm hoping the rewiring involves you coming here more regularly to speak to students. But aside from that, what are your plans?
Well, I will. Listen, as I said, I'm 72. I've had a wonderful career. I joined Penneys 37 years ago, and previous to that I had 17 years in the hospitality industry. And so in a sense, I just felt there's, who was it that said there's there's a time that's right, there's an activity for everything under the heavens. And I felt, that I've chosen wisely coming at this. We have launched in America. I was responsible for leading the business into America, into Italy. And I want to do some other things.
I think Breege and Anne-Marie are a terrific deal.